resumed. Who sees the mic? Who sees the mic? But Roberto Camarelli in the ring, in the rain, giving it. It was tremendous.
So entering the arena for his 5th bout of Belgrade 2021 is the explosive Vadim Musaev. Had it by in the round of 64 and then scored a dramatic first round knockout with just 29 seconds on the clock over Dejan Toskic of Serbia. It was a unanimous point decision victory over Pirapat Sungnawen of the Thailand Boxing Federation. A split decision victory 4-1 over the Indian speedster, the reigning champion Nishant Dev, before a comfortable 5-0 unanimous point decision victory over Albania's Alban Bachiri. Approaching the boxing ring, beneath the hood of his gown is Yurii Zakhariev, just 19 years of age, and he has already enjoyed global success this year, having taken World Youth Championship gold in Kielce, Poland, earlier in 2021. Irrespective of the outcome, he's already made history by doubling up in a seamless transition from youth to the senior ranks, and he's been very impressive in the tournament so far.
He's been absolutely terrific. I've had him over in Ring B, and I've been really impressed with him because he's got very quick hands, great reflexes, a lot of movement, sometimes maybe a little bit too much, but he's had lots of different types of opponents and managed to find answers. Shimberganov, Aslanbek Shimberganov, who gave Shakram Giyasov a bit of a beating in an earlier round. He found an answer to him, then he found an answer to Sarkan Aliyev. He's a really good fighter. Really good fighter. Him and Jambalat Bisharmov of Russia, 2 recent graduates from AIBA World Youth Championships who've done everything as you, stepping up to these senior elite world champs and have both done brilliantly.
Jennifer Huggins of Canada is our referee. And we are underway. We're in the 71-kilogram light middleweight division, and this a contest between boxers from the Russian Boxing Federation and Ukraine. The southpaw wearing red is Vadim Musaev, 28 years of age, one of 3 Russian finalists, and he's been put under pressure by the swarming attack from the boxer wearing blue, who had just scored with a body, and they're not too far away to the body, and they're not too far away with a right hand to the head. And Mussaev has come out flat-footed and bombing away. He's a terrific athlete, often up on his toes, dodging, darting left and right, but he is really plowing a furrow in the canvas, sitting down on his shots and looking to establish himself against his more mature, but not necessarily more experienced opponents, because Musaev comes to the ring as the reigning national champion of Russia as he takes a hard left-right on the inside after he got through with a backhand of his own. But he has very little experience outside of his homeland. He boxed in the 2020 Euro Cup in Bosnia-Herzegovina last year, but other than that, he's been exclusively inside of Russia. And even though he is only just appearing in the senior ranks as he scored a good left jab, Zakhariev, we mentioned that global success early this year in Poland, and there's a beautiful left-right combination that makes the man in red become completely disorganized. And then he was clipped by a left hook, and a beautiful right hand once again. He's being beaten to the punch consistently. There's a jolting left jab, and Musaev of the Russian Boxing Federation has a look on his face that seems to suggest he doesn't know what's hitting him. But I can tell you, it's Yurii Zakharieiev, the 19-year-old sensation from Odessa in Ukraine, who has started this gold medal bout in terrific fashion, looking to etch his name into the history books with a result of the highest order, of the most unlikely order. And in the first 2 minutes of this round, he has acquitted himself very well. And Musaev looks a little bit gun-shy, just trying to get his straight punches back together now, because they are his hallmark. It was a thunderbolt of a left cross that he used to take out the Serbian boxer. That punch right there off the ropes. But Zakhariev walked through it and continued to go in search of his own offense with his man against the strands. Approaching 30 seconds to go in the opening round. Action at center ring. And Zakhariev takes a hard left hand to the body there, but he hasn't even started to demonstrate his switch hitting skills and his fleet-footed movement around the boxing ring. Tremendous support in the Stark Arena for both boxers, who will be able to draw inspiration from that. But Zakhariev has set his stall out early as he scores with a long spearing right hand to the body. Short of the mark, but then Mусаєв was short of the mark also when he went for his attempted response. What an opening round for the teenager from Ukraine. Set his stall out early, set about his man, and outboxed him comprehensively for my money during the course of that opening round.
100%, that was very, very impressive from Zakhariev. And it's interesting watching fighters evolve over the course of a couple of weeks. And in his previous fights, there had been a lot of extravagant movement, particularly in the opening round. He takes that one 10-9, so there was no other way you could score that. You can make a case for a 10-8 there, actually. And one thing we've been asking of him when we saw him in the semi-finals run, wasn't it, was maybe he could just slow things down a bit, just punch off a more solid base. And that's exactly what he came out and did. He planted his feet and he punches hard. You can see he punches hard. He caught him with a right hand at one point, and I thought Jennifer Huggins might step in for the standing count. That is a statement of an opening round there. And as you said, and it was exactly the right description, he looked a bit shell-shocked there, Mусаєв, at one point, like he'd been hit by a bus almost, and he doesn't quite know what's going on.
So into the second round, Yurii Zakhariev sprinting out to center ring and looking to back his man up once again. Doubled him over with that right hand to the body and then scored with a left hand upstairs. Straight right driven into the body once again. And Mусаєв simply cannot find any range or rhythm. Not too far away with that southpaw left. And that will have served as a reminder to Zakhariev not to get too gung-ho, because this man has the power of punch to turn around a contest with a single shot in the blink of an eye. 30 seconds gone in this second round. And Mусаєv landing his best shot of the contest here in the second. That big backhand that he went in search of there, but it was long and over the head of the boxer in blue. So Zakhariev just a little bit more circumspect here now. Feather light left coming in, and there's another driving left cross that scores for Mусаєv. But then, to his credit, Zakhariev comes right back. And that in itself is a statement when in the ring with a puncher. Exchange of shots, right uppercut gets through from Zakhariev on the inside as Mусаєv was looking for his own success. So Mусаєv spoken to by the referee about pushing down on the head of his opponent. A couple of times he's been spoken to in that regard in this bout. So he won't want to pick up a warning from the referee as again he's doubled over at the hip by that body shot. He scored with a southpaw left once again. And Mусаєv just stealing a glance to his corner. Couldn't quite see the instructions that were being sent to him by the coaches. But he's got to do something different here, and I think he's got to get busier. But look how he's disrupted by that lead left jab from the man in blue, who is acquitting himself very well indeed here on the global stage of a senior world championships. Terrific right hand once again. The left jab was almost a decoy, because while he was throwing that, he did the same combination once again. Decoy left jab, rapid fire right cross, and both of the backhands have found a home onto the target of the head of Vadim Musaev. He shook his head contemptuously as he's put on the end of straight shots once again. But when you see a boxer react like that, especially one as impassive as Mусаєv, you can guarantee that the punches which caused the reaction certainly got their attention. Right hand success once again is the better shot during that exchange from Zakhariev. The Ukrainian corner cheering their man on because he is boxing beautifully against the reigning Russian national champion. Whiplash of a right hand glances across the abdomen of the man in red. 10-second clapper sounds here. Closing seconds of round number 2. And after a hard left hand was driven in early by Musaev to make Zakhariev just a little bit more circumspect, lands a jab to demonstrate the authority and superiority that he demonstrated in the second round once again. Took the first unanimously. I expect the second to be the same.
Absolutely, absolutely. This is terrific stuff from Zakhariev. I mentioned in the break between the first and second just how he's planted his feet more, slowed everything down a little bit more. 4-1 in favour of Zakhariev that second round. Not entirely sure how you would give that to Musaev, but it's not really going to matter because he's got a 2-point lead with 4 judges. So now Musaev needs 10-8s here. He needs something huge. But that extravagant upper body movement, those reflexes, they're still there if he needs them. But he stood on the borderline of range, in the pocket a lot of the time. But he's, as I say, he slowed those feet down. He's got a solid base to punch off, and he hits hard. You can tell that he hits hard. Faultless from him, really, so far, I would say.
So into the third and final round we go. The teenager wearing the blue and gold of Ukraine, Yurii Zakhariev, is in a commanding position, having taken the first round unanimously as he scores with a right hand out of the orthodox stance once again. And how he's approaching this, well, that was a question I was going to pose, because his compatriot, Alexander Kizniak, has a big swing and a miss by the southpaw in red. Alexander Kizniak was in the lead by a country mile against Herbert Conseil in the gold medal bout in Tokyo. As Zakhariev just scored with the right hand to the body, but continued to use the same approach that got him that commanding lead. On the front foot, pressing his man, didn't manage the lead because that's not in his DNA, and he walked onto a picture-perfect left hook, which took him out of the contest and off the gold medal rostrum when he practically had both feet on it. Beautifully picked right hand again from Zakhariev, who perhaps is learning from his compatriot's approach. Alexander Kizniak losing for the first time in the Olympic cycle in the gold medal bout in the 75-kilogram middleweight division in Tokyo. And again, he has to be wary of that because Mussaev is a serious puncher, particularly with that backhand. Scores with a feather-light right cross, and is an increasing air of desperation about Musaev's work, who is folded over once again by a brilliant backhand to the body. And then it was followed up by a range-finding, scoring left jab. Terrific performance of such maturity from Yurii Zakhariev, who is on the cusp of making AIBA World Championship boxing history here. Beautiful right hand to the body once again. And these are shots that are precise and potent and loaded with plenty of power. And Musaev continuing to press. He'll believe that he has the accuracy and the power of punch to turn this one around with a single shot, but he's increasingly entering that realm here now. But with regard to the history that Zakhariev is about to make, and he would have made it irrespective of the outcome, back in 2004, Bolton's Amir Khan, Great Britain's Amir Khan, took World Junior Silver, as it was then, World Junior Gold, which is the World Youth level. It had to change the name with the emergence of the Youth Olympics. And then seamlessly went to an Olympic silver where it took the legendary Mario Kindelan Mesa of Cuba to keep him off the gold medal rostrum. So had he had lost here, that's what Zakhariev would have emulated in terms of global successes seamlessly from the youth to the senior ranks. But with just 10 seconds to go in this gold medal bout, he has produced a performance of memorable maturity, sensational variety, daring do, and terrific concentration to completely neutralize the power-punching boxer Vadim Musaev of the Russian Boxing Federation. The reigning national champion could do absolutely nothing with this teen tyro from Odessa in Ukraine. Yurii Zakhariev is about to be crowned as the world champion in the 71-kilogram light middleweight division. And what a coronation year it has been. First of all, World Youth Championship gold in Kielce in Poland when Andy and I were on hand to commentate. And here, some 7 months later in Belgrade, he's about to be announced as the world champion in the light middleweight division at the Senior World Championships. That is why he's breaking out into a smile early. The announcement, a mere formality. Let's get the official verdict from tonight's MC, David Diamante, at the conclusion of what was a brilliant performance which has left the Russian coaches stony-faced. And there is the moment of confirmation, the moment of coronation. Yurii Zakhariev has just etched his name into the AIBA World Championship history books. He claims World Youth Gold and World Senior Gold on the global stage in the same calendar year. The first time the two events have been contested in the same year because of the ravages of the COVID-19 pandemic, and this man has capitalized on what is a unique opportunity to be crowned as World Senior Champion here in Belgrade, adding to the World Youth success he enjoyed in Kielce, Poland a few months ago. Terrific series of displays.
Sensational, absolutely sensational. And he has some good fighters up against him in the earlier rounds. Haris Akbar of England, a fighter I know well. Good fighter, got past him. Yuba Sissoko, an awkward, long, rangy kind of fighter from Spain, beat him. A 3-2 split against Aslanbek Shimberganov, a formidable Kazakh fighter who's been brilliant in WSB down the years, and beat Shakram Giyasov, as I mentioned, comfortably in an earlier round, and then found the answer against a clever fighter in Sarkan Aliyev. And then in the final, as we say,